Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Noisy Neighbours podcast. Tuesday evening, a day later than normal, joined by my brother Christian. Christian, how are we doing tonight, mate?
Yo, man, not too bad. I watched last night. I had a super sub fill in for me, didn't I? So he did a smashing job, didn't he?
Yeah, no shout out, Patrick. It was, obviously our cousin Patrick. I mentioned it on the stream last night. It was brilliant to get him on. We've been speaking for a while, and hopefully going to see a lot more of him as well. Just brings a different dynamic completely to it, and might calm me down a little bit on the watch alongs as well.
It certainly adds a calming nature instead of you just ranting.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I need it in the minute. So hopefully we're going to have him on Thursday for a watch along for the Sociedad. But anyway, we've done enough United. I can't talk about that club anymore. I think the Sunday Monday doubleheader was enough for me. So let's get into City. A couple of things, big talking point today I want to get into. Before we do, let's just quickly go over the FA Cup win. 3-1 was it in the end? God,
3-1, mate, yeah.
3-1 against Plymouth Argyle. Made extremely hard work of it. And but hey, you're through, I guess. The fact you had to bring Haaland on to sort of help things is a concern, but it's just where City are at the minute, mate. Was there anything you learned that you didn't already know? And it was just.
It's a fair analogy, I think. We know where we're at as fans. We know every week. Look, he dropped the wide players. Well, not dropped it. He rested the wide players. He rotated. He did put in players that we know currently. I mean, you're looking at Bernardo Silva. I know De Bruyne did get an assist. I think the keeper should have probably kept the first one out, if I'm being honest. I know he then did grab a goal, but if you look at his general fitness levels, they're concerning. Same with Bernardo. They've not got the legs to really hurt teams. And we're not even talking Prem teams. It was Plymouth. No. You couldn't have said it better yourself. I don't want to be, too negative on it because, we are through. And a lot was due to rotation, the way we did play. But I think without the wide players and the pace and, the big man up top, we pass it around aimlessly and we run out of ideas quickly. And we've seen it all season.
Yeah. That's it, and another tough one for Foden. He's just really going through it. It looks like this is going to be the story till the end of the season. Look, you have still got important games. Obviously, top 4/5, whatever it's going to be this season, is still very important for City, and obviously the FA Cup, which is ongoing thanks to the win against Plymouth. Yeah, just another tough night, Foden. It's just a strange one, really. It's the worst Euros hangover, or he is just completely a shell of himself. I don't know, maybe a bit of both.
I couldn't say it better myself. I think it's getting to the stage where it's worrying because he's now not being an impact in any games whatsoever, and we're kind of ghosting through these matches now, and I'm expecting him to put in a poor performance. The thing is, me and you've said it in the past, you can have, a year off after the year he had, PFA, Player of the Year, you can have a year off and we'll let it slide. I think you know better than most when that year becomes 2, the damage that can potentially do. Do you know what I mean? Long term going forward. So next season, whatever he's got to do in the summer, if he, fucks off the break and he just works through and gets himself sorted, he must know what areas he's lacking in, whether it is confidence. I mean, to be honest, that's probably the worst of all of them, because I think if it was anything to do with fitness, that's an easy fix. If it is to do with more a mental thing, I don't know. He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to get through it. Or
it looks a mental thing to me with him. But big pressure on Foden going into next season. I don't know. Look, if his form picks up, we will certainly get into it a little bit more. But I suppose it's conceded off a set piece. Plymouth tried the best, and I think that goal at half time really killed them, didn't it? Because it gave you your half time went from crisis to we'll probably get through in the space of a second. So
I think I would like to say as well, shout out to Vittoris and Nico O'Reilly. I thought them two in particular put in some good performances. I think especially Reece. I mean, I know the opposition were playing. People could jump on that, but he's still got to do a job, and he looked calm on the ball. He looks a bit of a Rolls Royce of a defender. I like it. I mean, he looks way beyond his years. He's only just turned 19 in January. I think you can definitely see why Pep's gone and bought him. He fits the mold perfectly. So that'll be interesting to see him going forward. It was good to see him run out for the lad.
Yeah,
O'Reilly, especially as well, he put in another really good performance in the cup.
Sure. Is he someone you'd like to see over Gvardiol?
Yeah, mate. Listen, the thing is, he's not a natural left back, is he? So it's
But
one
then
of them.
Is Gvardiol.
Neither's Vardiol. Weirdly, they can both score, but probably neither could defend at the top level in that position either. So is it just borrowing Peter to pay Paul? Really? Don't really see the point. I think I would like to see more of O'Reilly in terms of his actual position. But the thing is, mate, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but if he can't get, if Pep is not trusting him in the crisis we are in, is he ever going to really get a chance, or are we going to go and spend big in the summer? Because I think we all know the answer to that question.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with City's current situation is that you've chucked, say, January panic 200 million, and it looks like you're going to have to give it a bit of time. It's not been immediate reaction from look, the players have been all right, actually. It's just the team hasn't really got much better. It's not like the individuals you brought in Jan have been shit. It's just, I think it's just where you are this season. And look, Liverpool, it's meandering a little bit in it. And, I suppose from your perspective, look, 5th, 4th, 3rd, well, does it really fucking matter? You now want the FA Cup. It's a trophy. It's a trip to Wembley.
Of course.
And just before we move on from the FA Cup, in the end, a routine win against Plymouth, you have pulled, in my opinion, the toughest draw / Villa would have been the toughest draw, in my opinion. Bournemouth away, and City lost there and got battered there earlier this season.
We did.
We spoke about Madrid being a matchup nightmare. Bournemouth are in that physical, very, very physical side with a very good pace up top. And technically decent as well, probably doing them an injustice there. Look, mate, it's a huge one. 29th of March. It's on that weekend anyway, so it's a month off actually, isn't it? So you're going to have there's an international break actually, isn't there? So, obviously a biggie. It is a biggie, isn't it? I know it's Bournemouth away and on paper, but considering the difficult game you had earlier this season, just your thoughts on that game. And I know there's a month to go, but
yeah, it'll be an interesting one, especially after our last show in there. They absolutely blitzed us. To be honest, anyone that watched that game, they should have got a lot more goals than they did. The scoreline flattered us, which is insane because they still battered us anyway. But it will be an interesting one. I think the addition of Kusanov is priceless in that because I think he has been fantastic. Massive shout out to him recently because since that debut, he has looked insane.
Well, Semenyo ran amok as well in that league game. So
Semenyo was ridiculous.
Brilliant.
They all were. They were. Mate, the fullbacks were overlapping and destroying us. It will be a crazy game because they will probably approach it the same as they did the previous one. I do think we have got a little bit stronger, so we are a bit more settled into to cope with what they'll throw. I think Gonzalez is going to have a good game. Like I say, Kusanov, we're going to have to utilise his pace to nullify their attack. But yeah, overall, mate, it'll be a great showing. What's your little prediction for that? Do you think they experience a City all the way through, or do you think flair and pace?
I think it'll be really tough. I mean, like I said to you on the watch along, I think a small team's going to win it this year. No shade at City. All at the same time, City have got the experience, and you're going to want this. I'm not saying you haven't in previous years, but this would turn the season into a good day out for the fans and stuff like that. And some of the players that have arrived in Jan, if they play a big part, it'd be cool for them to win a trophy. It's more just a gut feeling. I feel like one of the other teams is going to win it this year. Obviously, City are heavy favourites clearly because if you look down the list of the teams, you're the only team in the top 5 that are left in it. You've got Villa.
Yeah.
Villa have got Preston away. No shade at Preston, but you think Villa are going to make the semis. You've got Brighton or Forest. I'd probably back Brighton personally. Brighton at home. So you're probably looking at Brighton, Villa, Fulham. I'd say Fulham will beat Palace at Fulham. That's the semis. So
exactly.
Massive opportunity for. But look, if Bournemouth can take you out, they have to be thinking of winning the thing. And if they, whoever knocks you out, you got to be thinking, well, whoever beats City should win it. That's how this should happen. So look, I can't wait. Bournemouth. Hopefully, it's a night game. It should be an amazing atmosphere. I'm sure we'll be doing a watch along for it. Christian.
Watch along for sure, mate. I think the big thing with that one is if we'd have got a home tie with them, when we were speaking about it previously, I think it was on the United watch along, and I said the one thing United and City do carry is that aura, and they've been there, they've done it, they've seen it, they've felt the pressure, and it does. You'd be surprised how much that does carry. But what I would say is that is more relevant the later into the competition you get. However,
Yeah.
the earlier stages, these are the best times to get us and knock us
Yes.
out. You don't want, if you're Bournemouth, you don't want City in the final because
Yeah.
all
No,
them
you don't
guys
want
have
them.
been there and they've won it before.
Yeah.
You get us out now at your own ground. It's your best opportunity. But
Yeah.
what a game.
Well, the semis are at Wembley as well, so this is your opportunity now for Bournemouth. And obviously, if they beat you, it opens it up for everyone else inadvertently. Look, I mean, let's see what happens. My gut feeling is somebody is sort of a mid-table team's going to win it this year. I think that United and City have hogged it for 2 years. Alternated, but at the same time, like you said, I mean, if Haaland goes, if Haaland has good games, then you would think City would win quarters, semis, and the final. So, yeah, man, let's see it. So, anyway, enough of FA Cup. We've got plenty of time before the quarters. We have seen a video has surfaced online today of a City player absolutely arsehole in Newcastle.
Newcastle.
Have I read that right?
Loser.
I mean, answers on a postcard who that is. It's Mr. Jack Grealish. He has been filmed stumbling around the streets, absolutely twatted. I mean, look, I suppose just before we get into the details of this, what exactly is your reaction as a City fan sitting in a mediocre season, seeing a £100 million player out on the fucking lash and stupidly getting filmed for it? I mean, that's how much he doesn't care. What's your reaction, Christian?
Yeah, that is my biggest problem with it. Look, everyone's entitled to go out and have a drink. We were all laughing, me included, me probably the biggest when he was doing it and we'd won the Champions League. But the thing is, there comes a point where you've had one good season, you were £100 million signing, you're having... I mean, I'm not going to even say it's a shocker of a season because it's just what we've become accustomed to in Jack Grealish in City colours. And you're making an absolute tit of yourself. Are you not smart enough? Do you not have the people around you to secure that this kind of thing doesn't get out? We all know the guy has a tendency to go out and get fucking arseholed. But surely you have the people around you to look after this. It's just ridiculous. And I think we've seen it one too many times. And it's just, I think his lack of giving a shit to go out and do it. He knows he's stumbling out that. I mean, he's gone to like some shit old pub as well.
He was filmed in there. That was the.
He was filmed in there, mate. He's bought the whole of the pub. He's bought like a tab or something for the whole of the pub. He's made a show of himself.
Yeah. I mean, Newcastle as well. Am I missing something here? Why is he there?
Apparently, he was out with Pickford's brother, who's like one of his best mates, which is just fucking even more random. But I just think. Look, I don't understand how the people around him must be as stupid as he is that they're allowing this kind of shit to get out there. He's gone to a shit old boozer in Newcastle and he's like putting a whole tab on. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, what a lad he is. Yeah, but I agree. You'd probably want to be on the piss with him. But we're going through absolute turmoil of our season.
Yeah.
He's playing, one every, fucking 6-7 games.
Yeah.
And this is what we've got to be subjected to in walking round fucking spangled.
I mean,
it's not good enough.
I'm looking at the video now. He's got a bottle in his hand as he's walking down the street. I think it's a bit blurry. Yeah, he's got a bottle in his hand, a bottle of beer.
Doesn't shock me. I just think your behaviour when you come to this club, I think you've got to improve it. And I'm surprised Pep has let a lot go. But I think this is the nail in the coffin. I mean, he was already gone.
I think the main thing for me is when I'm looking at this, and I've seen it with Rashford, with the Belfast shit, phoning in sick. I mean, God knows that has he made training today because he looks fucking wankered. And he's in Newcastle. I mean, what is going on? Assume City are training today. You've not got a midweek game. You are at the fucking Etihad campus, aren't you? Today.
Yeah, sometimes it is known that Pep does give them days off, but a day off, right. A few of them fly and go and have a nice time with their family. They might go to Dubai for a fucking few nights. But
international breaks coming up. I mean, look, but we don't know that, do we?
Not go to the equivalent of the Bug in the Newcastle, some shit old pub, and go and make a show of yourself.
This is where I've got a real problem with it, is that you've got he's been at City 4 seasons now. This is his 4th season, and when you have people focus on the stats and the goals scored, and you made a funny stat about the goalkeeper's got a better goals assist than him or something this year. I mean, Edison has.
Flecken.
I mean, looking this season, he's played 16 matches in the league. He's not scored, and he's got 1 assist. He's got 3 yellows. he's got 3 yellows and 1 goal and assist for a winger that isn't really aggressive. In fact, it's quite. And then last year he got 3 goals, 1 assist, and 7 yellows. So for the last 2 seasons, he's got 10 yellows. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists.
Yeah.
He's got double the amount of yellows as he has goals or assists in the last 2 years.
You know what's weird though, right? He does get away with it, and he's a bit of a fan favourite because look, we all see what he does outside of football. He is like great with like kids with special needs, and he's done loads of things for charities.
Oh,
and he does seem like a fucking mint guy. There's no denying it. And what a night out you'd have if you're with him. Don't get me wrong, if I was in the boozer with him, I'd be probably coming on here and saying he's a legend. But the thing is, if you're looking at this as a football fan, he plays for your team. He's your marquee signing, and I don't think the guy gives a shit anymore. He should be looking to come back and get back on form. And how is his priority going out getting leathered?
I mean, one thing for me I've noticed this year, not for the first time, obviously I know the league is very physical, but I've really noticed the upturn in your mid-table teams that are 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Those teams are very physical. They're fit. I see it all the time. United get run off the pitch. City have been getting run off the pitch. And something with Grealish has been physical. When people look at the stats, don't just look at the goals and assists. Look at the appearances. In his 4 seasons at City, he's hit the most Premier League appearances he made was the treble season. He made 28 appearances that year, so he missed 10 games that year. First season, 26, missed 12. Last season, 20. He missed half the season. And this year he's on 16, so he's missed another 11. And he's not, look, this might be it. He might not fucking play again. So I know there's a mixture of not playing and also injuries. He's physically not what he was. And is he 30? And he's out getting wankered.
And the thing is, he's on 300 bags a week. It's not, people are going, oh, it's his last game for City, but who really is going to touch this guy? He's out in the public eye. I mean, you talk about Rashford maybe making a bit of a dick of himself. I tell you what, this lad, he blows it to new levels, doesn't he? I mean, we've all seen the pictures that have gone, and I'm not talking about this occasion. I'm talking back at Villa. He was bad at it, The things that have gone out about him, he's always been a party boy. He's now, the thing is, mate, he's 29. Like, what are you doing? For fuck's sake. You need to, do you want to rescue your career at this point? Because at the minute, you are facing this being just your last payday, run down your contract, and that's it. Well, that's the last we see of you at football. Have you got no drive in you that you want to get back to that top level? Do you not want the Villa move back?
International.
Look at your boyhood club who've moved on to fucking better things while you're sat on our bench going to Newcastle getting smashed off your tits.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And as well, like, you're physically not there. You're not fit enough. You're getting hooked every hour when you do play. You've not got that burst of pace. Why are you not clean? Why are you not completely... Well, I'm not saying he's on drugs, but you know what I mean? Why are you not eating clean, looking after yourself? Look at the best player in the league this year, Mo Salah. Is he 32?
Yeah.
He's 3 years older than fucking Grealish. He's the best player in the league, maybe the best player in the world.
That's it, and one's fucked.
What's Salah famous for? Eating clean, doesn't drink. Look at the state of Grealish. Like you just said, stumbling round out of a grotty fucking pub in God knows where. Out with Pickford's fucking bro. I mean, what is he doing? Idiot. I mean, he doesn't look, he does do some good stuff, Grealish, and he's a down-to-earth guy, like you said. I mean, he's the type of guy you go for a beer with. The problem is he's actually going for those beers.
That's
it should be a fucking hypothetical, mate. You're on 300 grand a week. Your team's clinging to 4th in the Prem. You know what I mean?
I just the weird thing with Grealish is like this is the most alarming thing for me is if you're him, what an opportunity you've got. You play for the best manager.
Yeah.
Some would argue the best manager that has ever been in the game, right? And you are playing for a club that you played a pivotal part in the treble. Fair play to you. You did have that year. Always remember that. However, you're pissing this opportunity away and you will regret it. From a personal point of view, you are going to look back at this. And at the moment, say, for me personally, right, you would be like, you've had a bit of a shit time. You've had 2 bad years in a row. Yeah. It looks like Pep could shift you on. But I tell you what, I'd look at these last couple of months at City and you'd go, if I go out and I smash it, I get myself, 5-6 goals. I'm really playing my part as a winger. I nailed down that position. You could possibly stay at the club. There might be a role for you, but he just doesn't give a fuck.
Clearly. I mean, that's the thing as well, because, what comes with City's difficult season is you would think minutes available.
Yeah.
16 matches, 0 goals, 1 assist this season, and out on the piss while City are 4th and clinging and have got a very, very difficult FA Cup tie in 3 weeks.
What does it say as well?
Just
Like, what
not
does
good,
that
mate.
say to the squad? You know what I mean?
It's a shame because he is a down to earth bloke. He is very relatable, but he shouldn't be as this relatable because people like me and you go out and get pissed, but that's because we're not pro athletes, and yeah, I mean the fact that you don't want to get back to that level yourself. It was only 2 years ago you won the treble, 2023. And you played. I mean, I'm just looking at the thingy. I mean, this is incredible. If this is right, I'm on Google Stats, by the way, so I don't know if this is correct or not. But the treble season, he made 28 appearances in the league, 5 goals, 7 assists. I know there's more to Grealish than that, and there was that year. 13 appearances in the Champions League, which makes sense because you got all the way to the final and won it. 0 goals, 0 assists in the Champions League. Just crazy, just very strange stats from Grealish, and he has always been a bit of a number lacker, hasn't he? Really.
The thing is, when he does actually play, there is a play there. Like you can still see it when he does make appearances for City. I do like him. I really do get pissed off though with the dumbass pundits and also dumbass opposition fans that are like, "Oh no, well he used to blitz past people." No, he didn't. What fucking Grealish were you watching? We signed him because he was insanely intelligent. His touch was ridiculous. And he was, do you know what? When he did cut in, he was dangerous. But what has happened at City is he has regressed. That is nothing to do with Pep. We have got 2 wingers who fly past fullbacks more than any other team in the league. So why would that tell you that Pep is randomly pulling Grealish back in training, going, I do not want you doing that. I want you passing it back to the fullback. No, he's doing it because he physically isn't able to get past his man. He's lost his confidence and he's giving it back to the fullback. That is it.
Yeah, he's lost that sort of, maybe not even half a yard, but because he was never electric, it looks a lot worse with Grealish, where it's like, you lose a yard, you lose half a yard. He's probably lost less than that, but he needed that little bit of juice to get the openings, to get the shots off. Now he can't. Now he can't do it. And if he's going out getting fucking wankered, he ain't going to get that back ever. He's 29. And look at Rooney. People look at Rooney and think, well, he was built like a great shithouse and for his play style. But Rooney was smoking, drinking. Rooney was finished at 29. Are you seeing the blueprint here for Grealish? Such a shame because he's a talented guy and a nice guy as well, but it looks like it's going completely west. I suppose flip side of that, Christian, is there's a Champions League night tonight, and a player that left your club has scored an absolute worldie at the Bernabeu tonight. Julian Alvarez. It almost feels a little bit symbolic that Grealish is you're stuck with Grealish on 300 grand a week, and you lost Alvarez, albeit for a very good fee, but you lost a very, very good player. And on the same day, Grealish is stumbling around on the road with a bottle of beer in his hand. Julian Alvarez slapped one in the top corner past Courtois at the Bernabeu, and it just feels a little bit a difficult one, I assume, as a City fan to see that tonight with Alvarez.
Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean, and it's a bad look. I wouldn't particularly make a connection between Alvarez leaving and Grealish being pivotal of that. But, I mean, it is what it is. I think Grealish is done. I think he knows he's done, and he's not even arsed that this shit he's getting out there, and that's it. I think he will. But this is it, though. Where are we going to move him to? Because the obvious one would be Villa, but I can't see Villa moving on him. They've got 2 players on loan at the minute. One of them's your boy, and the other one's Asensio. Asensio's really impressing. Rashford's had a good start. They're not going to randomly go and sign a Jack Grealish who is out of shape. His injuries are fucking ridiculous. It would just be an emotional signing. I don't think Emery's going to do that.
No.
If they had a lesser manager, no disrespect, but maybe someone that had worked with him in the past or an English manager, they might do it. They might do it just to get the fans on side. I don't think Emery is going to do some sort of fucking farewell thing for Grealish.
I agree. Yeah, and like you said, they got Rodgers as well. Rodgers is probably the best of the 3, and you've brought 2 in Jan. You're probably going to sign 1 permanently. We'll end up with Rashford back, no doubt. The misery continues, but I won't whinge tonight. I'll wait till Thursday. Just to wrap it up, Christian, is that you done for Grealish now? Sell him if you can. I know he's...
If we can, just get what we can for him, move him on. Look, you've had one good year. Cheers for that, Jack. Love that treble. Pat, got you. But anyway...
Sayonara.
Yeah, that's the one, mate. That's it, really. But let's see what we can...
the treble.
Let's see what we can roll with. He was done when we signed Marmouche anyway. The decision was made a long time back.
Yeah.
Marmouche, Doku, Savio, they're all ahead of him now. He's way down the pecking order. I'd even say McAtee's ahead of him. So, yeah, see what we can do.
I don't think he'll be in the squad again for you.
No, not now. I think that's
very possible that might be it for him. Guardiola ain't gonna. I mean, look, if you were top of the league, Guardiola might try and hush it and bring him back in gradually. But if you're 4th and 5th and you've got him out on the fucking lash, Guardiola is not going to be. And there's issues around him physically. It's not like he's running 11 kilometres a game and creating chances for you every week. You know what I mean?
And mate, and this is all presuming, like you said before, is it even an authorised leave? I'm just guessing. I know that he does allow players some time off, and they can go and do what they want. I don't think in them instructions it would be go and get fucking spasticated in Newcastle. It would be you've just had a newborn, Jack. Go and spend some time with your missus and kid. You know what I mean? And he's on the next minute. We're loading up fucking the internet in the morning and he's there crawling around like a crab.
Like you in Amsterdam.
Like me in Amsterdam trying to avoid the canals. Oh, God.
That's exactly that.
Enough of them anecdotes.
Yeah, let's not delve into that. That might be a separate pod.
That'll be channel goners.
Yeah. Right. Enough of that wank. I'm going to go and get a beer to celebrate. Cheers, Jack.
Yeah, that's it.
Joking. Thanks, Christian, for jumping on. We've got a watch along on Thursday. If you're watching this, any City fans want to see, not just me, but my cousin Patrick from the episode last night, watch the season finally plummet to its final depths. Join us on Thursday for the watch along.
That's it. It'll be
another fucking good one. We know the Brothers of Destruction are starting up top because we've got no one else. So.
No doubt Harry and Lloyd will be in defence, so we are in for some comedic value.
That's it.
Get yourselves on.
Kane and Undertaker up top, Harry and Lloyd at the back, and Mr. Bean in there.
Brilliant.
Okay. Cheers, Christian. Catch you on the next one.
See you in a bit.
Later.